So I'll make this very quick. I've built a royalty database that allows me to store all of my royalties from all of my retailers in Microsoft Access. And I've basically taken what takes hours and hours every month and condensed it into something that takes just a couple of minutes. Number one is to use Microsoft Excel and the macro feature to standardize my royalty statements so that they're all speaking the same language so that I can put them easily into Access. So we're here inside one of my sales reports, and I'm going to show you what this macro that I've created does. At this point, all I have to do is enter the retailer, the royalty month, and the royalty year. That can easily be done on one column and then auto-filled all the way down the line. So there's very minimal data entry. Amazon royalty reports, I've built a currency converter directly into the spreadsheet. So it converts all your currencies and takes care of all that for you. For all the other retailers, it just basically formats the spreadsheets so that we can import them easily into Access. So I would do this for every royalty statement that I get for the month, and I have a macro for each retailer, so it makes it very easy. Two is to import the data directly into Microsoft Access, and I can do this in a few clicks. And side note that I'm running Access on a Mac using a Windows virtual machine, so this is something that Mac users and Windows users would also be able to do with minimal investment. If I go to the External Data tab here, let's click New Data Source. I'm going to take one of the royalty statements that I ran a macro on, and I'm going to put it into Access. Don't worry so much about what I'm clicking, I'm just going quickly so that I can show you what's possible. So there, it just says I finished importing a file, and why don't we go take a look at it? So if I go into the table here, I've got basically what looks very similar to a spreadsheet, but this is all of the information that I just imported. Now some of these were already here, but the month that I selected is already on the table. This is really, really good stuff. So I don't have to do any data entry. All of the data entry is done for me because I'm just simply bringing in the information that already exists. I've got royalties for Kobo. So I got Kobo in here. I've got Kindle Unlimited in here. You name it. I've even got ACX in here, right? So, all right, here's where it gets a little technical, but I'll keep it simple. Essentially, all I'm doing now is tying my Kobo table to my Amazon table to my Draft to Digital table, tying all those tables together into a master table so that I can run reports. So now I can start using the query feature in Microsoft Access to ask my database questions. So I can ask it virtually anything I would want to know about my sales performance. Let's say, for example, that I wanted to know how many books I sold on Amazon in Germany in the year 2015. I'm going to select the retailer. I'm going to select the royalty year. I'm going to select the title. I'm going to select the marketplace, the unit sold, and the royalty. I said you don't have to pay attention to what I'm doing here, but I'm just going to say the retailer that I have selected is Amazon Books, and the year I have is 2015, and the marketplace is Germany. Show me the sums. I want the net units sold, and then I want the royalty itself. And then I'm going to click Run here, and boom. Don't laugh at me. This is chump change, I know. But this is, at the click of a button, all the books I sold on Amazon in 2015 in Germany. How cool is that? Now, what if I wanted to go back to the query and I wanted to say, okay, well, what did I sell on everything? So I'll just delete Amazon from the query here, and then I'll go to run, and then, oh, well, look at that. I sold some books on Amazon, but I also sold some books on Draft to Digital. Didn't make a whole lot of money, so it looks like these were free copies. But isn't that interesting to know? This just scratches the surface. If you can think of it, you can now ask your database virtually any question. How many books did I sell of X book? How many books did I sell in a certain series? How many books did I sell in a certain country? What's my refund rate on Amazon, for example? You can ask a database all this information quickly. The process of importing all of the royalty statements into this Access database that I just talked about is exactly the same whether you have sold one book a month or whether you have sold 10,000 or 1,000,000 books a month. Question is, do you find this valuable, and is this something that the community would want? Obviously, I would supply the macros, so all of that work would be done for you. All that would be needed would be just a quick course that shows you how to use those macros and how to build your own database in Microsoft Access. Thank you very much for watching this video.